Hello everybody and welcome to the final matchup of the inaugural What No You Explain Tournament of Champions, live for the last time from Madison Square Garden. Billy Joel has now found a fire axe and is currently hacking at the main entrance in order to get inside to do his quote-unquote sound check. Well, we were here first and hopefully we've fortified the doors enough to keep the songwriter of We Didn't Start the Fire from breaking back in. Once again, I remain your host up here in the broadcast booth, Braden Thorvaldson, and we have one heck of a final matchup between two veterans of the podcasting sphere, Haley versus Nathan. Both raring to go, so without further ado, let's bring them on out. This is where there be bagpipes. In the red corner, coming in with 2 shows, 37 episodes, and 14 days of work in 2 provinces in a row, it's the movie maven, the Oscar orator, the flighty plater, and the Shatner shamer. It's Haley.
Hello.
All right, Haley, let's meet your opponent. And in the blue corner, coming in with 2 bands, 1 podcast, and 46 episodes as of this recording, it's the musical maniac, the Doom Guy Describer, the Isles of Annihilation himself. It's Nathan Isles. Huh. He's usually here about now. I guess that means he hasn't shown up.
If you want to hear Stone Cold Nate Austin open a can whoop ass on Billy Joel, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
We're here. We're queer. We're ready to go.
Fucking incredible. Oh,
Nathan 316 says, I just knew more trivia than your ass.
Bold words.
Oh, Haley, you gonna let him get away with that shit?
Only because I can't think of anything witty enough in time.
That's fair.
Peak wit is binging Attitude Era wrestling videos like I've been doing to stave off my school-induced anxiety attack for the last 2 weeks. Give me a hell yeah for mental health.
Hell yeah. Different, but hell yeah still.
I'm almost excited for you. Look, I've been honing up my trivia skills by hanging out with mildly famous people, so I think I got this on lock.
Yeah, I mean, you're a trivia person, like you're kind of paid to be a professional nerd trivia person, so I mean...
Yeah, it's very true, actually.
God, what's that like,
We'll see.
being paid to be a trivia person?
I'll let you know when the check comes in.
Fair enough. You guys get checks? All right, anyways.
It might buy me groceries for a week.
Well, fair. Oh.
If you're doing a half-assed Patreon shout-out, give me a hell... Yeah?
I was just going to say, no, that's going to be... Just wait till the end of this one, Nathan. That's when you know it'll be a half-assed Patreon shout-out. Also, please support my Patreon.
Will has to remind me that we have a Patreon sometimes when we're recording. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, by the way, this other thing.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Please, if you like me, send me money, maybe?
Maybe.
Yep.
I'm just so used to it's that whole, Haley will get this. It's that whole, stupid ass theater mindset. Actually, Braden, you'll get this too, where it's just like, the exposure is amazing. The amount of work I've done for free, the amount of amazing, completely not cringy community theater I've done for absolutely $0 in my life. It's not depressing at all. Give me a hell yeah.
Hell
yeah.
We better start doing trivia, or we're going to go down in a very deep rabbit hole.
I'm bringing this show down with me. I'm bringing it down.
You know what's good to know about my comedy educational Tournament of Champions trivia podcast is now just starting to go into an existential spiral.
You're not doing it. You're not doing comedy if you're not like seriously reconsidering everything in your life on the regular.
Yeah. Correct.
I went and saw some of the most exciting young stand-up comedians. A lot of people like in New York City at the Comedy Cellar. People have been on SNL and shit. And man, some of the most depressed people I've ever witnessed in my entire fucking life. Wow. And God, they were hilarious about it.
Sometimes you just need to laugh at the void. Sometimes you just have to.
And on that note,
as for the rest of this tournament, this is 2 truths and a lie. There are 5 categories, each with 3 statements in it. 2 of them are truths, and 1 of them is a lie. If you guess the lie, you get a point. If you don't, you only feel the slight sting of getting something wrong on a multiple choice question that may or may not have further repercussions in life. So, for the final, the are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They're all grab bags, you two. But to add to the heightened style, we have a little bit of a twist. For 3 of these categories, ask your partners to submit either a truth or a lie rather than all myself. So for these categories, there's not only a point to a lie, but another point available for guessing who wrote it. So even if one of you gets the right answer, you guys could still get a point by guessing who wrote what correctly. And again, guess what your partner wrote. I'm sure absolutely this won't come up at all in your lives if this ever gets listened to by your partners. It's going to be totally fine for you guys.
So my partner did mention to me that he was asked to help write stuff. I didn't realize this is what he was writing.
I had no fucking idea. Joanna, what the hell? She's smiling at me.
Now, of course, there's that philosophical thing of, are your partners going to feel happier that, that you two, I would say that you know more about them, that you are able to get their answers and know who they wrote them? Or will they get a little bit more satisfaction of, oh, I fucking stumped you?
See, the problem is I don't entirely know my partner's writing style.
I was just going to say, Nathan, your wife of almost half a decade. How are we feeling about figuring out the writing style on the fly?
What, Joanna's writing style?
Yeah.
It's chaos incarnate, much like our marriage. So you know what? I'm feeling pretty good about this.
You're feeling good. Okay.
6 goddamn years, going on 7. Give me a hell yeah.
Damn years.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Turns out I'm missing a couple of anniversaries. So happy anniversary. At least a few belated ones. But anyways,
see, Nathan, I better win this. I better win this fucking cake because that's our anniversary gift this year. So,
you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Oh God, I am the only thing stitching this together. It seems. Oh no.
Don't worry, Nathan. I had my 2-year anniversary on Friday, and I was in a different province.
Oh yeah, it happens.
I just left it behind. It's fine.
I think the worst anniversary ever, we moved 1 year on our anniversary.
Oh
yeah,
no.
that would be garbage.
Straight hot fucking trash. Would not recommend it. Nope.
Now was this? I would say I have a 98% sure. I know the answer, but was this like with movers, or was this basically no? It was just you and Joe moving shit left, right, and
Braden.
Do you know how much movers cost?
I'm a 30-year-old with a theater diploma. You think I can afford fucking movers?
This guy with his government job. He hired movers, the jackass.
Did that come in your benefits plan? Was that part of your 401k? Movers? Jacques Trudeau subsidized you going out to Ottawa?
I need to pour this beer. I need to drink this beer faster because these are starting to hurt.
The final episode is roast of Braden.
Yeah. We corpse. You title this. We corpsed Braden. Forever. I say every move I do, I get closer to just fucking taking out a loan or something for movers. Because goddamn, man, it's like because I keep accumulating more shit the older I get. And it's like, I don't feel old often, but like, it doesn't matter how old you are, hauling like your whole life in and out of boxes, in and out of a truck, or whoever had a van that you like, bribed and begged and pleaded on your fucking bloody stump knees to help you, right? And it's always for beer and pizza, which is like poverty wages for how much money work you're doing, right?
My ex-boyfriend and his new partner, like many, many years removed ex, helped me move this time with their horse trailer.
Oh my God. That's the most Saskatchewan shit I've ever heard.
Right? It's so bad.
That's it.
My ex and his girlfriend brought their horse trailer and helped me move.
Wow. Also, is it Saskatchewanian or Saskatchewanites? What do we call you now?
Fucking, I'm out of here in 9 months. I don't care.
Because this is a big argument. My grandfather, my whole clan is from Belcarris, right outside of Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan.
Oof.
And this causes some heated arguments sometimes in the Davy household.
All right, Braden.
I mean, you could also just say Saskatchewanian and just leave. Saskatchewanian and just leave.
I just tell people I live in Saskatchewan right now, but I'm not from Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan, to get out of here?
Hell yeah. You taking me, Sasquatch? Oh, I broke Braden. That's impressive.
Yep.
It wasn't even that good.
Sasquatch. Saskatchewan. Oh my god. The wheels are off. I don't know if we could do this. The wheels are
I would say I'm just gonna say right now, I'm so sorry, Craig. I'm so sorry, Craig.
All I have learned in the last 10 minutes is that the three of us need to have more conversations. Like, we need to call each other more.
Yeah.
And let's look and record it and call it content.
Yeah. Nathan, how do you feel about Nathan, how do you feel about old Star Trek episodes? We'll take a fucking guest.
Oh. I've been waiting for my fucking invite on this goddamn streaming show of yours for.
We haven't had any guests.
Well, yeah, that's your fault.
The only two people who watch are related to us and live in the same houses as us.
Well,
it is rare that we have. It is rare that we have. Again, it is rare that we have viewers that we have not previously had intercourse with. That's pretty much how this is. That is how this is gone.
Now here's the thing.
Yeah, I'll corpse you too. You started this. I'll finish it.
There's something inherently contradictory though about the term having intercourse with and the term my Star Trek Twitch streaming channel. Right. So like. I don't know. This is probably why you have no guests, is you're violating several laws of fucking physics here by even remotely involving these two ideas, right? Joanna, my dear partner, my love of my life, she would give me a atomic swirly if I was like, come be on my Star Trek Twitch streaming channel with me. And that's a healthy marriage, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. Listen, you just got to know where your boundaries are.
Oh, she'll watch with me. She's like, we're just not going to film ourselves watching Star Trek. And I'd be like, well, but...
Oh, no. It's not a live stream. We just discuss it because CBS is very litigious and they'd sue us into oblivion.
You would know that if you actually watched our show, Nathan. Hard to invite you when you've never seen it.
It's also funny because Joanna is a Star Trek fan who got into it via the J.J. Abrams films, the Calvinverse. And she was like, is the show like this? I was like, well, I mean, the characters are, kind of, right?
They share a name.
Yeah. And she's like, well, we should watch like all of Star Trek. And I was like, all of Star Trek? All of Star Trek?
Oh, God.
I felt a monkey
paw. You just see the original season, Joanna?
No. Well, I was like, well, why don't we watch? I was like, I'll curate like 10 episodes of the original series, right? And then we'll move on to my Star Trek, which is Next Gen and Deep Space Nine, right? But she was like, nope, all of it. And I was like, well, okay.
It's a good thing you're already married.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I would say it's right in the middle of just like, I mean, really, if Haley and I have learned anything, there's about a 40-50% hit rate, maybe.
Yeah, and that's just the first season.
Yeah.
Okay,
Craig, edit as you need. All right.
I'm so sorry, Craig.
All of this. This is gold. This is content. This is. At least we're not laughing at 9/11 calls, right? So.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Start another show.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's do it.
You're made in a lab. Braden, start asking us questions.
Okay, Nathan, you've got 5 categories to pick from. Would you like 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5?
A lot of good options there.
I'm gonna go with 3 because 3 is I feel like 3 is a very dramatic number, and there's 3 of us right now, so the vibes are good.
No, that's true. Well, I would say, ding, ding, ding. You have found yourself a bonus in which I would say each of you live in the same house as somebody who's written 1/3 of these. So there's a second layer here. There's going to be 3 statements. One of them is going to be a lie. 2 of them are going to be truths. But there's going to be a bonus point available. Or if you can guess who wrote each of these statements. You need to get all 3 of them right to get that bonus point. So.
Okay, wait. Did you write one and then the other 2 wrote the other 2? Or did you write 2 and one of them wrote?
Nope. I was just going to say I would say I wrote 1, Joe wrote 1, Gates wrote 1. Each and every one of these.
This round was written by a different person. Okay.
I will have my revenge for this, Braden. I will. All right.
Fine, it's fine. All right, statement number 1. You may have heard the story about Coca-Cola having actual cocaine in it, but it's not the only soda standard to have something of a drastic ingredient change over time. When it debuted in 1929, 7-Up soda contains sugar, citric acid, and of course, lithium citrate, a compound primarily used by psychiatrists as a mood stabilizer. As it released a mere 2 weeks before the great stock market crash of 1929, in which a significant portion of the world's economy pretty much just fucking vanished, potentially a mood-stabilizing soda was a very good venture to have at the time. Lithium citrate remained one of the 7 main ingredients until 1948, when there was no longer a world war to deal with. Statement number 2. Actor, comedian, and rapper Donald Glover is a mainstay in TV and film, but he could have ended up on the Food Network instead of NBC. Glover is known to be an incredibly talented chef. Growing up in Georgia, his mother, a retired daycare provider, encouraged Glover and his 2 siblings to follow their dreams. While entertainment was on his mind, Glover ultimately wanted to become a cook, even being voted most likely to cook dinner for the president back in high school. Unfortunately for Glover, he would find himself unable to stand out as a line chef during his time in school, and decided to shift his goals to writing and comedy. Turns out it was the correct decision. He found himself quickly on the writing staff of 30 Rock in the mid-2000s, and became a member of the sketch comedy group Derek Comedy. The rest, as they say, is history, although I'm sure he'd be able to whip up something extraordinary if asked. Statement number 3. January 20th, 2006. A day the world changed as it marked the release of Disney's High School Musical. Even those who were never into musicals before found something for them, as the movie came to them in the right place, and for a certain generation, at the right time. Everyone had hard eyes for their new celebrity crush, Zac Efron. However, hearts were shattered when the news dropped that Zac, who played basketball captain Troy Bolton in the film, was lip-syncing the whole time. However, he made up for it by singing in both High School Musical 2 and High School Musical 3. Alright, Nathan, you chose the category, so Haley, you get to choose the lie. I would say you get to choose which one of these is the lie.
Clarify.
Sure.
Zac Efron lip-synced in High School Musical 1, but actually sang in 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I am definitely drawing on some of my work knowledge to answer this. I am fairly... I don't know if I'm fairly sure. I think the lie is number 2.
All right. I was just gonna say anything in particular. I would say actually, you know what? We're gonna have Nathan lock in at the end. Yes, that is right. That is a thing. Absolutely. I've done this last one 2 weeks ago, and not immediately after having a baby. Anyways, Nathan, where are we thinking?
I think 2 is a lie as well.
All right. Okay.
So we're both... that now. You fuck. What do I do? How do we do this?
You know what? We're gonna go first. I would say, just for that, Haley's going first with her justification now.
Oh,
don't be rude to the host. Don't be rude to the host.
You're right.
I will also say that once you read all 3 of them, I was like, I'm pretty sure I know who wrote each. So 7-Up, almost quite certain did contain lithium for a long time. That's why I gave you that up feeling. Lithium, widely now used for depression and or schizophrenia.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute. They're doing it backwards.
And I feel like Zac Efron did lip sync High School Musical 1. I feel like I remember hearing that. I'm just not sure. I'm not certain.
So they weren't all in this together is what you're hearing?
I mean, they were. Oh God, no! I'm not going down that road. We are not going down the musicals road.
That's fair, Nathan. You're also on number 2. You also think Donald Glover was never a aspiring cook. What makes you think that?
Yeah, I mean, I had a Gambino phase. I had a little obsession with him a couple years ago, and I feel like I would have read that somewhere if I in that period of my life. I know for a fact Zac Efron didn't sing a fucking word in High School Musical 1. Is this also where we guess who wrote each question? Because I've got a pretty good idea.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I would say. You know what? For starters, let's go with the start. Yeah, I would say you are both correct. Number 2 was the lie.
Yes.
I would say, and again, both of you guys can get. I would say, you know what? I would say, Nathan, you get to guess first. I would say in the.
I think you wrote the first one, Mr. Host. I think Gates wrote the second one because I think I like the guy, and we've hung out. But I don't know him that well, but he seems like a guy who would like Gambino a lot, and that just seems like it'd be a fun thing. And I think Joe wrote that High School Musical one because she's laid that factoid on me like a million times. And by the way, High School Musical 2 sucks. Worst one of the trilogy, in my humble opinion. They're just like, who goes on summer vacation with their high school, like their high school? That's dumb.
Entire high school, yeah, it's so stupid.
The entire high school, no, I agree.
I think it goes question 1 Braden, question 2 Gates, question 3 Joanna. That's my guess.
All right, so that's your locking it in. Haley, what are we thinking?
I actually think the first one was Joe, the second one was Braden, and the third one was Gates.
Spicy.
I'm just going to say, this is, yeah. Well, I have good news for one of you.
Well, yeah, of course you do.
Yeah, Nathan, nailed it. Nailed it in one.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, Haley.
There you go, Nate.
Gates and I are best friends now. So.
Yeah, I was just going to say BFFL. All right, so it's 2-1 Nathan. I would say we're off to the fucking races. All right, so Haley, you've got a choice between 1, 2, 4, and 5. This is absolutely not going to get really confusing to me. I am slightly regretting my naming nomenclature already.
Like alphabetized the categories, or
I really fucking could have, but
or make your statement. Yeah. Anyways,
I really could have.
We're gonna go with number 5, just to fuck.
We're gonna go with number 5. Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. Yeah, joke's on you. This one, there's no bonus point. I wrote all of these.
Okay.
You're only getting the 1 point if you get it. So, statement number 1. Scientists have found that there is a hybrid of grizzly and polar bears that exist in the world, colloquially called growler bears, or pizzly bears if you're wanting to make somebody uncomfortable. How these bears came to be, aside from the obvious, pizzly bears, or if you want to make somebody really uncomfortable. Yeah.
That sounds like slang in the gay community for a certain kind of gay man.
Absolutely. Not even a question. Yep. Just Yep.
Don't be giving away the secrets, Nathan.
I was just going to say that does seem like an incredibly specific.
I've been informed I'm more of an otter than a bear, whatever that means.
That's true.
Yeah. Difficult. I would say again. This is a difficult explanation for an audio medium, but yeah. All right. So, how these bears came to be, aside from the obvious, grizzly bear having sex with polar bear or vice versa, scientists have posited a few theories, most of them concerned with global warming shortening winters, meaning the grizzlies hibernate less and roam further afield, particularly north, where there are polar bears. While scientists have theorized about this for decades, DNA tests were not run on a specimen until 2006, where, in a truly American fashion, a hunter from Idaho shot one in the fucking face in the Northwest Territories. Which landed him in legal trouble because while the hunter claimed that he was hunting polar bears, wildlife officials noted that the bear had many of the skeletal and facial markings of a grizzly bear, which they couldn't confirm because he shot one in the fucking face.
Oh, yeah. It has the same facial markings, like bullet holes, Yeah.
I'm curious what color the bear's fur was that they couldn't tell if it was a polar bear or not.
Could be a dirty grizzly bear. It could be a dirty polar bear. Could be a really clean grizzly bear. We don't know.
Could be a cocaine bear, like a grizzly covered
totally be.
The correct kind of bear.
Yeah.
That's my president.
Your president. Okay, I need to finish the statement. DNA tests needed to be done to see if the hunter, one Jim Martell, would go to jail. When the test confirmed that the bear was in fact a hybrid and not a grizzly bear, Martell got out of jail and kept the carcass.
Oh my God.
Number 2. Lances wielded by horsemen in medieval Europe were designed to splinter and explode on impact for one particular reason: to try and create a large enough opening in the chain armor popular in the time that swords and daggers would be able to have an impact. Given the amount of, wheeling around and readjusting that one would need to do in order to have a second charge in a total conflict made it not a viable option, further hamstrung by the unwieldy wooden lance that they would have been carrying. The option most went with was that the lance had a groove carved into it, allowing it to splinter more on impact, basically creating shrapnel. The Lancer would then drop the remnants of said lance and then just start hacking away with his sword from the advantageous position on top of his sword. So basically, whenever you see, like, in a period piece, two knights going at each other, exploding lances, yeah, it's basically just a shrapnel bomb. Shrapnel bomb on a stick.
Have y'all ever seen real life jousting?
Oh, I feel so fucking bad for them. Like, it looks brutal.
I went to the military museum here in Calgary, and a tiny little handful of like gathering of dudes are like in the field next to it. And I walk up and I'm like, I was there to go to the military museum. I walk over and I'm like, what's going on? It's like the world's competition of jousting, and there were people there from Germany and shit. There's like maybe 12 people there to see it. Like maybe it was the world. Oh,
wild!
Yeah.
So cool.
And I was like, damn, that sucks. And then I left. I didn't really want to watch, but
yeah.
I was waiting for that to end with, and I became the 13th person, and I learned a lot about it. This is the difference in our personalities.
It looks intense. Well, and they had the like heralds and shit. They had like these dudes really go all out with their armor, you know. So you're good on them, and it seems very dangerous. And I don't like dangerous things. So
Yep.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that was the thing of nope, from a safe distance. I saw Medieval Times once. I was like, oh, I'm good. I even just like when I was like 7 at the time, I was like, I feel real bad for these guys. I feel real bad. Statement number 3. On 2 separate occasions in 1981 and 1983, the Dayton Daily News switched the captions for The Far Side and Dennis the Menace, 2 daily cartoons that ran concurrently. The former, much more targeted for adults, the latter, much more for children. The second switch had Dennis, a precocious child, sitting at the dinner table with his parents, captioned as saying, I see your little petrified skull, labeled and resting on a shelf somewhere. While the Far Side showed a prehistoric fortune teller predicting to another cave person, if I get as big as Dad, won't my skin be too tight? The Dayton Daily News apologized for the error, but Gary Larson, the creator of The Far Side, loved them so much that he has included the errors in multiple collections of his work. So, Nathan, to summarize, because we've bounced places, the existence of a hybrid grizzly polar bear being proved by an American who shot him in the face, Lance is basically being used for opening up holes in chainmail via shrapnel, or the Dayton Daily News creating the single most disturbing Dennis the Menace cartoon. Twice.
Was it Dennis the Menace or Far Side?
Oh, they switched them both. I would say like they basically switched them both. Yeah.
Yep, that's right. All right. Oh man. I don't know anything about any of these questions, so I'm gonna say number 2. That's what I'm gonna say.
All
number
right.
2, the jousting thing.
All right, Nathan is locked in number 2. I would say, I mean, technically you do have first-hand experience with your brief appearance at the World Jousting Championships.
Certified jousting expert, Nathan Isles.
Absolutely. Yes. I would just say Nathan Isles.
Yes, you are.
Nathan Isles, CJE. Certified jousting expert.
Nice.
All right, Haley, what are we thinking?
I think The Lie is number 3. The comic switching captions by accident.
All right, fair enough. All right, we're going to start off with Nathan. Why do you think that lances weren't made to explode like that?
I'm realizing now I might have misunderstood the questions, and now I'm like, fuck. But like, I was thinking like in the jousting context, like there weren't really weapons, right? If they splintered off and killed someone, that ends the tournament pretty quickly. But now I realize you said lances, and lances are a pretty famous, weapon against cavalry charges through all of history. So yeah, I'm like, I feel pretty shit. I feel pretty bad, Coach. Not gonna lie. So, but I'm locked in. So there it is. There it is. Number 2. It's fake. Damn it.
Fair, Haley. What makes you think the Dayton? I would say, what makes you think the Dayton Daily News wouldn't have done something like that?
Well, obviously they didn't do it on purpose, but first of all, I thought the grizzly bear polar bear combo was called a cinnamon bear. I could be wrong on that, but that was what I thought.
Aw. And then we shoot more.
Yeah,
that's much more adorable than Pizzly Bear.
Yeah,
we shoot cinnamon bear in the fucking face.
Sure. And also, I think Dennis the Menace was a strip comic where Farside is a panel comic. And I don't think you can switch captions on that. So that's why I think
I was just going to say, that is a solid bit of logic. You are wrong, though. Nathan nailed it.
What? No.
Yeah. You fucking fluked it, Nathan. It worked. It worked, though.
Hang on. I need to turn the light on in here. 1 second.
Oh, never mind. I genuinely thought you were just about to spike your microphone.
I wouldn't hit the microphone. You know this. I just take my headphones off and I walk away.
Yeah, that's markedly fair. She does do that.
I have a horseshoe at my ass. I have no idea.
Listen, I would say we'll take luck. Yep. Again, for our visual medium, Haley has just decided to flip. I would say probably me. Let's be honest with you, it's probably me off.
The bear makes sense though. I feel like I could see the bear. Like I don't know. Like yeah. Like they'd fuck. Why not? Right? So
yeah. Enough commonality. There's enough commonalities. 100%.
I also have a weird, distinct dislike for Farside. So maybe I blacked out a bit while you were talking about that comic.
No, that's entirely fair. That is entirely fair.
Gates made spring. They smell really good.
Ooh. Is it a cinnamon bear? My grandfather used to read Farside comics and go, "Hey, look at this. It's funny." All the time, every day, multiple times.
Right, I can
just deadpan you on it.
Yeah, and then he'd frame them, put them in our shitter. Like it was just weird. I just don't. My life was Farside for a while, and
I could see that. I could see that definitely affecting you. I could see that definitely being a thing. I was like, I enjoyed it. I also read it of my own volition, so that probably also helps.
Is this the same grandfather that gets into fights over Saskatchewaner and Saskatchewooner or whatever?
Yes. Yeah. That's him.
Okay.
He's a legend of comedy. He's I learned everything. You learn it all from the best, right? So
absolutely. And it's absolutely not Saskatchewaners.
Ooh.
Oh, I was just about to say. I think I almost had Haley blow out her nose a little bit.
Oh no! It just now I actually have acid reflux going.
Oh no!
Thanks.
They actually, when you move to Saskatchewan, they give you a side of Gaviscon with the Pilsner, the half warm, half filled Pilsner, and the Welcome to Saskatchewan brochure.
No, my Welcome to Saskatchewan brochure came with a free garbage bag. I'm not kidding.
Free garbage bag, man. Don't turn that down.
Hey, you fill that with enough Pilsner cans, and that's paying for itself.
Uh-huh.
I would say once you fill it up with enough Pilsners, you can take it back, and then you can get, like, more garbage cans, and you can just keep it going.
I do gotta say, I recently played at a festival in Edmonton, and I hung out with this band from Saskatchewan called Black Thunder, and they were very, very lovely gents. Very lovely thrasher, heavy metal guys. Just sweethearts. And their band's very cool. So, it's not all pitch dark apocalypse out there.
No, well, it's actually a very bright apocalypse because there's so much wheat.
Yes.
Sure, that reflects a lot. Now I'm just like, I think, Haley, it's up to you. 1, 2, or 4.
No, I picked the last one.
You did. I would say, Craig, let's pretend I didn't.
Not, it's not my turn.
Absolutely fucking not, I didn't. Oh, Jesus Christ. Nathan, it's your turn. You get to pick 1, 2, or 4.
I'm going to go with number 1.
Number 1. Unfortunately, you have gotten one of the bog boring ones in which I've just written all of them. But on the bright side, it just means the rest of them are going to be that much more exciting. Because there's that additional thing of the person on the other side of the door from either one of you could be trying to actively fuck you over by a method of trivia.
So you mean my everyday life?
I was going to say, that's a pretty regular dynamic over here.
Braden, I think you misunderstand our partners.
Yeah, I was just going to say, no, never mind.
You also play some Mario Kart with us sometime. It gets absolutely fucking bloodthirsty.
Yeah, Mario Kart I'm okay with. Mario Party, absolutely not. I've had shit thrown at me because of Mario Party.
Mario Party's been ruined by that fucking warp pipe that takes you right to the fucking star. I hate it. I hate it.
Yep.
No gamesmanship. We used to have a proper country, okay? That properly played Mario Party. But alas.
Hello, all these Zoomers with their warp pipes.
Ever since the Koopa King was thrown out of power, the Mushroom Kingdom has really deteriorated in its politics. It's really upsetting to see just how today's youth doesn't understand the struggle that we had to go to when your friend landed on a fucking hidden block and just got a star.
We're actually Mushroom Kingdom monarchists up here on What No You Explain, all right? If you got that, you can go wherever Birdo wound up. So, because no one cares about Birdo.
Birdo is a trans icon. How fucking dare you?
I've heard this. Yes.
No, never mind. I don't have an opinion. I thought I had one. No, I don't.
Braden, have you heard that Birdo's a trans icon? Like theory? Not theory. Fact?
It's a fact. Birdo is a transgender individual. Do we know what gender or type species Birdo is? No. Do we care? No.
That is not the point of Birdo. Thank you very much.
A little mini What Do You Explain? It's definitely not a translation error between the Japanese and English manuals of Super Mario Bros. 2 coming to the States.
No.
It's kind of like the Babadook, how the Babadook wound up being a queer icon because Netflix just sorted the fucking show into the LGBTQ+.
My favorite queer icon.
But it's like, that's great. It's like Birdo and Babadook are the best queer icons. Yes.
Yep. They are the least problematic queer icon we have right now.
Involuntary representation. All right, so number one. As the cishet white guy, I should probably get them onwards. All right,
King.
I didn't. He's not my king. I didn't vote for him. Statement 1. In 1962, former MLB catcher Harry Cheedy was traded from the Cleveland Indians to the New York Mets. At the time, a brand new expansion team for a player to be named later because they didn't have any, players to trade. After 15 games with a 195 batting average, which is catastrophic, Cheedy became that player to be named later, making him the first player to be ever traded for himself. He's got 15 games and just, no thank you, take him back. Statement number 2. Julie d'Aubigny was a 17th century French swordswoman and opera singer who was challenged to duels by 3 different noblemen after kissing a young woman at a society ball. She beat all 3 of them. Her opera singing was of a quality that had attracted the attention of a young woman who was the daughter of a local merchant. Scandalized, the girl's parents hid her in a monastery. d'Aubigny followed her, entering the monastery as a postulant, aka one that wants to make a demand of the church. In order to leave with her new love, she stole the body of a dead nun, placed it in the bed of the girl, and set the room on fire to cover their escape. The affair only lasted 3 months before the girl returned to her family. And, the story about the nun burning, stealth, etc. and so forth came out. d'Aubigny was charged, as a man, with kidnapping, body snatching, arson, and, most damning of all, failing to appear before the court. There's always that resisting arrest that you gotta chuck on there. Statement number 3. Much has been made about the female praying mantis's legendary post-coital activity of ripping the head off the male after he served his purpose. However, there is one subspecies of praying mantis where the male does not go off into that good night quite as easily. The males of the subspecies Mantis religiosa, also known as the state insect of Connecticut, have a slightly more leaf-like pattern than any other praying mantis, making their camouflage...
I'm so sorry. I need to process, first of all, that Connecticut has a state insect.
Oh, so do the other 49 states.
How fucking boring of a state are you that you have a state insect?
I think all 49. I think all of them do.
Connecticut's state insect is called the Mantis religioso.
Mm-hmm. Religiosa.
Religiosa. Not religioso.
Yeah, exactly. You get it.
Sorry, I just needed to...
No. Please, absolutely. I'm throwing a lot of shit at you.
Now, what state has termites, I wonder, as their state insect?
New Jersey.
It's Jersey.
New
Jersey. Staten Island.
Oh, I can't wait for Spider-Man 2. Anyways, the males of the subspecies Mantis religiosa, also known as the state insect of Connecticut, boom, has a slightly more leaf-like pattern than any other praying mantis, making their camouflage not only effective against prey, but also against females of their own species. All right, Nathan, you got to choose the category. Think I got that right? Haley, you get to choose the answer first.
Like you've done this before.
Have I mentioned I've had a baby? By that, I mean my partner's had a baby and I've just needed to, stay up with her because she won't go down. Anyways.
You've been grilling. You've been listening to Steely Dan. Hell yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I got my socks at Crocs.
You're gonna wind up in a Kirkland brand sweater soon. So sorry, Haley. I had to get that out. It's comedy gold. But...
No, I love it because I would non-ironically wear the Kirkland brand sweater.
Oh yeah.
I just want to clarify, what team was Harry Cheedy traded from and then back to?
Initially from Cleveland Indians to the brand new New York Mets. New York Mets had him for 15 games, said fuck that noise, and traded him back.
It's all about the Mets. It's not about the money, Spider-Man. It's about the Mets. It's all about the Mets, baby. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I went to a Mets game. It was so fun. Anyways.
Oh, MLB's spectacular. Highly recommend.
I love going to baseball games. I think the first statement is a lie.
Okay. So Haley is locked in for thinking that I would say that I'm calling bullshit on number one. Nathan, what we thinking?
What was statement 2? Just summarize it for me really quick.
17th century swordswoman defeated 3 I was just going to say defeated 3 noblemen in duels because she kissed a lady. Her opera singing was so good that she made another woman fall madly in love with her. Parents took her to the monastery. She burned down the monastery after putting a dead nun in the ladies' room to, in theory, hide the fact that she ran away.
The old grab a corpse and light everything on fire so no one inspects the corpse switch.
That's the one.
Okay, so that's some Chad shit.
Also known as Bill Gunnis.
Mm-hmm. That's some absolute Chad shit. I want to believe it's real. And so is failing so spectacularly that you wind up back on the Mets and not getting fucking fired from the MLB. So I'm going to say statement 3 just because I don't care about praying mantises. They make me feel weird.
Is he locked in?
I don't trust them.
I was just going to say, you're locked in on number 3, huh, Nathan?
Yeah. Number 3. Fuck him.
Nathan, he got traded from the Indians to the Mets and then from the Mets to the Indians.
Oh, well, too many PBRs for me, I guess.
That's why I clarified that you were locked in and you couldn't change your answer.
Damn it. Well, that's still though, my point stands. That is the definition of failing upwards. Because, like,
it's true. It's true.
I mean, it's really kind of like failing back. It's like skateboard failing. It's like skateboard ramp failing. You went up and then you went back down to the bottom again.
But they're still skateboarding, right? Like, they should have fired his ass. He shouldn't be fucking. Yeah.
He did get his ass fired.
Oh, he got traded back to the Mets. Or not back to the Indians. Back to the Indians. I just, you know what? I don't like that word. That team name offends me, so I don't want to say it.
To their credit, they are now the Cleveland Guardians.
The Cleveland artists formerly known as the awful word for indigenous people. So, yeah,
I watched the Sunday night
football 3.
Yep. Listen, I watched the Sunday night football game, and it turns out they're the Washington Commanders now. So
they're the Commanders.
All right.
I like Edmonton Elk is cool. That's dope.
Yeah,
they didn't have to change their logo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really. Yeah. There's just something to be said for a nice little alliteration.
Are the Blackhawks still the Blackhawks? Is that still a thing?
They are.
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay. That's rough.
Not great.
All right.
Same with the Atlanta Braves.
That's worse, I think. Ooh.
Yeah. Well, Nathan, the horseshoe up your ass has come in again.
Are you fucking... No. Well, yeah, yes. But that's...
You're going to win a fucking ice cream cake.
I'll mail half of it to you.
Oh, great. Thanks.
Fucking dare you. I fucking dare you.
I still have door-to-door out here.
Oh, yeah, no. But yes, I was just going to say, I think number 2 is our slightly more problematic queer icon, but my God.
So, Craig, feel free to edit this out. because it is more corpsing of Braden. I like that you pick these topics because in the past you've told me that it's because the person doesn't have enough information to make a whole episode. The YouTube channel Watcher made an entire hour-long episode about Julie d'Aubigny.
She was real.
No,
that was real, right?
She's real.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted, so you could watch the Puppet History if you wanted. I just wanted you to know that it's all been done.
No, absolutely. I would say, and also a lot of it for me.
Thank you.
A lot of it for me is just like, cool. Somebody's done it. They've done it better. I'm not going to try.
Yeah.
When I grow up, I want to be Julianne Dumigny, whatever her name was.
Julie d'Aubigny.
Yes. Frog sounds.
Yeah, I was just
Julie
gonna say,
of
I was just gonna say you got to work the tongue a little. You got to work the tongue a little.
That's
all right.
I won't say that joke. Never mind.
I heard it as soon as I said it.
Did you know? Did you know that if a person has to get surgery to like remove their uvula, they may not be able to speak French?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Nope. I would say it took me a second to just like running through. It's like, yeah. It's gonna. I would say that.
Oh,
that
uvula. I thought you said.
Yeah.
I thought you said vulva, and I'm not making a joke. I legitimately. And I was sitting here like, what the fuck?
Nathan, I live 25 minutes away from the largest collection of French people in North America. That's not how you speak French.
I
Craig, I've changed my mind. Keep it all. I've changed my mind, Craig. Keep it all.
It's like you're lacking the power in your lower end, and so you can't make the glottal stops. I don't know. That's not a bit, though. I legitimately thought you said that.
Glottal stops is when I ride my boyfriend's face. Craig, please, for the love of God, do not put that in.
No, Craig, keep it. It's all in. All in now.
What a Chad. What a news anchor Chad.
Oh.
This is good journalism is what this is.
Yeah.
Talk about fucking content.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna earn the explicit. I'm gonna earn the explicit on this one. I think just matter of fact, whenever I have a guest, I just put the explicit on.
Whenever I'm your guest, you have to put the explicit on.
I was gonna say, it's like look at the two of us and look at all prior episodes with you, right? Like
yeah,
you fucking. I think this is some self-sabotage on your end.
Oh no! No. To be clear, it's fine.
You're right. It's not our fault, Nathan. It is Braden's fault. He invited us. He knew what to expect.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are just good enough at trivia that you've beaten everyone I've put at you. So in a way, you kind of invited yourselves.
I'll take it.
You've invited yourself by being very, very good.
Aw.
Hey, Braden.
Yeah.
Can you read me category number 2?
Boy, can I. All right. So this is a bonus one in which, of course, Gates has written one of these. Joe's written one of these, and I've written one of these because I am absolutely now becoming a lot more okay with just foisting work off.
Yeah, but you're foisting it off on people who actually want to do it and have fun doing it.
Oh, yeah. I would say, to be clear, this is very much a, what's they call it? A synergy. A synergy, I believe that's what they call it.
Braden, once you and once I have started my podcast network and you're on my network, we're going to have writers for you. It'll be fine.
Joanna literally hosts and writes questions for a movie trivia night. She's doing that right now.
Oh no!
Actually, I think she's the closest game paid for knowing trivia.
Actually, yes.
I know.
Yeah.
Did she get paid in beer?
Beer and money, believe it or not, and tchotchkes from whatever brewery sponsors them, which I won't name.
That's nice.
They're very good.
I do love a tchotchke.
I was just gonna say I have a solid appreciation for a tchotchke. So yeah, no, it's just saying okay. I mean, also that was one of the reasons. It's like, oh shit, I really should have talked to Joe like a year ago when I was first starting these. Ah, well. All right. Number 2. Again, I've written one. Joe's written one. Gates has written one. One of them's a lie. 2 of them's the truth. Statement number 1. When Robert Ballard, a professor of oceanography. When Robert Ballard, a professor of oceanography, announced that he was on a mission to find the Titanic, It was actually a cover story for a classified mission for the United States Navy to search for lost nuclear submarines in the North Atlantic Ocean. Because who doesn't love a statement like lost nuclear submarines? The mission finished before they were due back, so with the extra time, they decided, yeah, fuck it, we're actually going to look for the Titanic. And they found it. The wreck, long thought to have sunk in one piece, because, that's what James Cameron thought. Had in fact
Insert anime joke here.
Yeah.
Okay. So this guy found the Titanic. That's what you're saying?
Yes, he fluked into finding the Titanic.
Jesus.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Put that on your LinkedIn account. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Split in half, and the two pieces were located about 13 kilometers away from the last coordinates given by the Titanic wireless operator. So, it's 13 kilometers away from where they thought it was going to be, so, and in twice as many pieces, so. Statement number 2. Growing up in a Christian household means Jesus is involved in every holiday, especially Palm Sunday, the Sunday that happens the week before Easter. For many Christians, Palm Sunday is even better than Easter as it serves as a reminder of the sacrifice Jesus makes through his heart and his palms because, well, crucifixion. For the listening audience, I'm showing my hands. The Sunday celebration
I'm staring out the door.
The Sunday celebration is only complete after each member of the congregation eats part of a delicious bread made without yeast, and everyone simultaneously holds the palm of their hands up to the heavens. Statement number 3. While Canadians celebrate Canada Day first, true baseball fans celebrate Bobby Bonilla Day on this day. Bonilla owns...
I'm sorry. What? Bobby what?
Did you? That is not how you pronounce Bobby Bonilla's name.
Nope. I've only seen it read. I've only seen it written. So I was just going to say...
You put some fucking respect on that guy's name, all right?
You just threw it out in front of two of the biggest Henry Zabrowski fans, who is a known huge fan of Bobby Bonilla. So don't you fucking disrespect.
Greg, we're going to take that again, because I'm now getting shit thrown at me from two different provinces right now.
You can't see it, but I'm just really slowly shaking my head right now. So...
I mean, I can see it. Nobody else can. Well, Canadians celebrate Canada Day.
Bobby Bonilla. Holy fuck! That sounds like a porn star who lives in an igloo or something. Like, come on.
Or okay, so he's a porn star who lives in an igloo above a bakery called Bobby Vanilla's.
I liked it.
See, we should cut this out of the episode because that is a business idea I don't want anyone else to fucking steal.
Listen.
Well, it'll be next door to John Holmes.
Oh. While Canadians celebrate Canada Day on July 1st, true baseball fans celebrate Bobby Bonilla Day on this day. Bonilla earns a yearly salary of just under $1.2 million from the New York... I was just going to say, I won't lie to you. I think you guys might have an idea of which way this is going. The listening audience might not. I'm going to say the two people with a visceral fucking reaction to me mispronouncing that might.
I'm sorry. You could restart your sentence. I had to... Okay.
No, please.
We'll talk about this in a second.
No, please. Listen, I will maintain direct eye contact to the camera when I say this. I would have done the exact fucking same to you had the situation been reversed. Bonilla earns a yearly salary of just under $1.2 million from the New York Mets until the year 2035. The best part? Bonilla is 58 years old, retired in 2001, and hasn't played for the Mets since 1999. I don't know if you know this second bit, though, so... Back in 2000, the Mets agreed to buy out the remainder of his contract, which is around $5.9 million at the time for the remaining 1.5 years on it. But instead of buying the whole contract out at once, the Mets ownership agreed to make annual payments for 25 years starting in 2011 at 8% interest, deciding to invest that amount they saved short-term into investments managed by one Bernie Madoff.
Whoa.
Long story short...
I have so many questions, which I'm not going to ask because this is already
I got one thing, motherfuckers, that you don't know. Yeah. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sure, fine. You got me.
Did you now? We told you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's burned in me now. Ah, Jesus Christ. So Haley picked the category. Nathan, of the two that you're probably a little bit less confident on than the one you corrected my pronunciation on, Robert Ballard fluking his way into finding the Titanic after completing a top secret mission, which was under the cover story of Looking Under the Atlantic. Palm Sunday being called that because of the nails driven through Jesus Christ our Lord and Savior's palms, or Bobby Bonilla. Which is the lie, Nathan?
I think number 2 is the lie.
Okay.
Number 2. That's the Palm Sunday one, right?
That is entirely the Palm Sunday one.
All right.
Haley.
Yeah.
Also think number 2 is the lie.
Okay. Nathan, why do you think that's the lie? Aside from the fact that I think we're all a
We're all
little bit aware.
established that we know who Bobby Bonilla is. Bobby Bonilla.
No, too late.
Boing flip.
I was saying, congratulations. You're on this now. You're on the hot seat now.
I am once again going with my utter belief in the Chadness of mankind. And by the way, in my book, Chad is a completely non-gendered term. Chad just means general fucking. I know. I'm joking. I'm playing a character right now. But anyways, the Bobby Bonilla Day thing, that's some Chad shit. So I want to believe it's real. And finding the Titanic is also some Chad shit. So I want to believe that's real. And fuck Palm Sunday. So once again, I'm just the statement I have the most utter distaste for, other than you mangling the name of a baseball Hall of Famer. All right. That's what I'm going with. Do I also list who I think did each question or not? What do I do now?
You know what? I was just gonna say we're going to get the explanations. I'll tell you if you're right, and then we're gonna go for that. Haley.
I live with a lapsed Catholic, and I feel like we would have had a conversation about Palm Sunday.
That's fair. That's markedly.
He can probably hear me and is either nodding or shaking his head right now.
Oh, yeah. You know what? That's markedly fair. Yep. No, I would say you guys are both correct. I was just gonna say that's not the palm. That's not the palm it's named after. Named after the palm branches that were waved by the crowd to greet and honor. Yeah, you guys got it. You guys got it. So now for the additional fun part. Who wrote what? I was just gonna say, Haley, you chose the category, so you get to go first this time.
I think it was Braden, Joe, Gates.
In that order?
Yeah.
All right. Nathan?
I think it was Braden, Gates, Joe.
Well, turns out I've got a really fucking distinct writing style. Jesus Christ. But no, I was just going to say, Nathan, unfortunately, you were 1 for 3. Haley, you got the bonus point.
Yes.
See, the thing is,
right.
I thought maybe because Joanna also a big Last Podcast and Left fan, so I thought maybe she tried. But I was also like, Gates throwing that in there just to get this reaction out of Haley, also extremely plausible.
The thing is, I don't think he's ever listened to Last Podcast, so he does not know the Bobby Bonilla connection. I don't think he knew that I knew who Bobby Bonilla was.
I sure as shit didn't.
It's deep sportsy lore that like. For whatever reason, Last Podcast has Henry.
He's got a funny name, and Henry Zabrowski latched onto it 10 years ago.
And he plays for the Mets, and it's easy to remember because it's New York and all that. But
it's all about the Mets, baby.
I feel like I knew about the Bobby Bonilla payout long before Last Podcast even started. I was in high school when I heard about Bobby Bonilla.
Actually, and I think Mr. Zabrowski grew up in Queens, so that makes sense because that is where the Mets Stadium is, which is beautiful. It's Citi Field now. It's beautiful. Man, New Yorkers are crazy. Baseball's crazy. It's fun.
I was just gonna say I would say counterpoint. You want to pet a devil ray? Go to Tampa Bay. It's $15 for a ticket, and it's $15 for a ticket in the outfield. You get to you get to pet a manta ray. It's great.
And then you have to watch Tampa Bay play baseball.
But you get to pet a manta ray. You get to pet a manta ray.
Last season, at least, they had one of the best teams in the season. They squashed the Mets when I saw them. They fucking annihilated them. I don't know, post all the trades that have happened in the MLB since, but yeah. Also, New Yorkers are funny because, an umpire will make a call that they don't like, and you'll just hear dads in front of their kids yelling, I'm going to slit your fucking throat at the umpire. And then immediately go right back to, all right, batter up, immediately back to, it's It's either they're the most emotionally centered people on the planet, or they're the most emotionally unhinged people on the planet. I don't know what it is.
So it's less of an emotional spectrum and more of just like an emotional 3-point teleportation. There's a left. There's an angry. There's an angry. There's a calm middle. There's a rage.
Bobby Vanilla, everyone, ladies and gentlemen.
Bobby's Bone Villa.
You know what? I will eat the fucking ice cream cake. I will eat the fucking ice cream cake now. Speaking of, Haley, you're still in it.
I am. I can't believe it.
Yep. I was just going to say, you're only 2 points back, and the only one remaining is one of the bonuses. All right. I was just going to say section number 4, because that's what's left. Nathan, let's just assume you've picked this one, because that's the only option I've given you.
Hey, Braden.
Hey, Nathan.
Could you read me the questions from section 4?
Boy, can I, buddy.
Section 4 sounds like a Twin Peaks reference. Anyways, please go on.
It really does. Yeah. On a cell-to-cell count, the human body is 25% bacteria. Experts estimate that the human body consists of about 30 trillion human cells and about 10 trillion bacteria, giving a 3-to-1 human cell to bacteria ratio. I mean, most of these bacteria are beneficial to the human body, with some even helping to regulate your digestive health, but my God, does it make you want to wash your hands. Number 2. The War of Jenkins' Ear was over exactly as it sounds. In 1739, the British wanted to spur popular opinion against the Spanish. Why? In order to increase their trade advantage in the Caribbean and pressure the Spanish into continuing to allow the British to sell slaves in Spanish America, of course. But how could they justify this sort of thing? Luckily enough, I guess, 8 years earlier, the Spanish boarded a British ship and for some reason cut the ear off Robert Jenkins, the vessel's captain. Jenkins appeared before the British Parliament with his severed ear, as yet unknown whether or not in what condition it was in, and the British used it as reason enough to go to war with Spain for the next 9 years. And again, I would say What No You Explain has a solid history of horrifically mangled and ill-prepped body parts. So, in fact, I think it was your episode, Nathan.
Yeah, we talked about Rasputin's dick.
Yep.
I think about it every day.
Yeah. I mean, it was Jesus Christ's dick. Yeah.
He's a grower, not a shower. Am I right?
Yeah, true facts.
Oh, wow, that's a lot of thunderclouds that just appeared.
It's like a really ripe banana, you know?
Yeah, wow, that's just a lot of thunderclouds all of a sudden just circling. Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. We talked about the foreskin of Christ. I'm wrong.
Yep, that's what I'm saying.
I just think about Rasputin's dick in my personal time. That's just me.
Yeah, I was just going to say it again I don't think it's professional because I didn't pay you, but still.
In the What No You Explain-averse.
Yep, in the What No You Explain-averse. Joke's on you. I'll make merch with that.
I know you will.
I'll try. We have a lot of them to make.
Read it.
Statement number 3.
Focus.
Tarot cards are playing cards used from the mid-15th century until now. Originating in Italy, this game soon spread across Europe and became popular in many households. Seen by some as a game, since, there are 52 primarily cards, and seen by others as divination that eventually evolved into 2 distinct decks used to separate the game of tarot from the magic of tarot. In occult tradition, 21 cards are referred to as the major arcana, including cards such as the Fool, the High Priestess, and Death, to name a few, and the remainder of the cards, the numbers, pretty much, are referred to as the minor arcana. These days, many people use tarot as a tool for self-exploration and development, and even some psychologists use tarot in therapy practice. That is that. All right, so Nathan, thank you for your very excellent choice. We're on section 4, so Haley, you get to choose first. Is the average body 25% bacteria? Did the British basically use a cut-off ear to go to war with Spain for 9 years? And were tarot cards a 15th century thing that just kept going? Which is the lie?
The first statement is the lie.
Nathan, what we thinking?
I also think number 1 is bullshit.
All right, Haley, what makes you think it's bullshit?
I know tarot used to be a game, and I think the percentage of bacteria in our bodies is higher.
Nope, markedly fair point on both sides. Nathan?
I just, I know the last one's true, and I'm pretty sure the second one's true. I'm pretty sure I've, heard a podcast or something about it. So, by process of elimination, it has to be the bacteria shit. I don't know. I skipped most of science class to smoke weed in high school, so we'll see. But that's my reasoning.
Listen, it's worked for you so far because you are both right. That is the bullshit. Now for the fun bit. Who wrote what? Nathan, you get to go first.
Okay, Joanna definitely made 3. That's definitely her.
Now we're getting to the fun part of both of these weirdness is right in my wheelhouse.
Number 1 sounds yeah. Number 1 I think is you, and number 2 is Gates. Okay, so Gates or you, Gates, Joanna. That's my guess.
All right, Haley, what are we thinking?
I actually think it goes Joe, Braden, Gates.
Ooh.
Because Gates is a big games person versus Joe being a big occult person. So those are my thoughts.
Won't lie to you, it genuinely never occurred to me that there's a heavy Venn diagram centralization here.
Mm-hmm. But the way you're saying that makes me think that Nathan's right.
Yeah, I'm learning so much.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, Nathan, congratulations, you've Slumdog Millionaire once again.
What?
You've nailed it. Yep, twofer.
Number 1 was you again.
Yep.
I think most of the first statements were you. I'm pretty sure.
I won't lie to you. Give me a quick second.
Correct.
Yep.
Nice work, Braden.
Oh man. Wow. What an honor.
Congratulations, Nathan.
I was just going to say, nailed it in one, Nathan. Well done. Actually, you know what I would say? Because content. I do have one tiebreaker because I just really do like it. Nathan, you've won, to be clear, but, content.
We love more content.
We love more content.
This, you know what? This show isn't going long enough. Let's keep going. I got all night. Let's fucking do it. 4 hours.
Right.
You're going to learn everything about Saskatchewan.
Bobby Vanilla.
And Bobby Vanilla. The mayor of Saskatchewan.
A born and raised Saskatchewanian.
Oh, God.
Yep.
That's the worst one.
All right. As of 2022, how many times has the person who has sworn the most in cinema history done so? Bonus point. Who is it?
Ooh. Like how many times have they... Okay, wait. Read that again.
How many times has the person who has sworn the most in history done so on camera? In movie, released, etc., and so forth.
I feel like we talked about this, Haley, like on one of the shows we did on your I feel like maybe it's fucking Joe Pesci maybe in Goodfellas or something. I can't remember, but
I'm talking whole career. I'm talking whole career, man. Like not just like one movie. Whole career.
Yeah, as of 2022, I'm pretty sure it's Samuel L. Jackson, and we gotta be talking like 6 digits here. Like 5 digits. I'm thinking like 10,000. I can't do math.
Yeah, that's a
10,000 Samuel L. Jackson.
You got to round it up, right? Like you got to whoever gets the closest to that number, right?
Yeah.
See, I still want to say Joe Pesci, but he doesn't act anymore. Sam Jackson's still acting, right?
Why? As of 2022.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say Joe Pesci, and I think he's sworn like 10,666 times on camera.
66.
I don't know. I just feel like it's weirder when he doesn't swear in a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Sam Jackson's built a pretty huge G-rated like Marvel career now. Yeah. Right? Joe Pesci, aside from like My Cousin Vinny, he's a fucking foul man every time he's on camera. But I don't know. This is hard. Sam Jackson's a very good guess.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'd say stunning, and even Samuel L. Jackson thought so, but he's actually number 3.
What?
He is number 3.
Whoa.
Who are numbers 2 and 1?
Jonah Hill and Leonardo DiCaprio.
DiCaprio?
Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street, and Django Unchained. Wolf of Wall Street, Django Unchained,
okay.
And then Jonah Hill had Superbad.
They're counting the slurs from Django Unchained.
God, yes.
Not a swear.
God, yes. That's how Samuel
slurs. Okay, I'm going to push back. If we're counting slurs, there's a whole world of blaxploitation films where any one of those actors, like Dolomite or whatever his name was, Rudy Taylor Moore, right, would have fucking annihilated Leo. I didn't know we're counting the N-words. He got a whole pass for that, damn it. Sam Jackson allowed it.
Hold up. I see where you're going, let me tell you the methodology here.
Okay.
Like they basically
watched every single movie that Leonardo DiCaprio has ever made and counted them by.
They basically ran 15.
He has a new baby. He doesn't sleep.
I guess also like The Departed. He did swear a lot in The Departed.
Yeah, well, that would require you to watch The Departed more than once.
Yeah, just watch Infernal Affairs. Much better movie.
Controversy.
What's controversy? You don't like The Departed?
I don't, not really.
Yeah, it's fun. You know, I really liked it until I watched Infernal Affairs, the Korean film that it completely ripped off, but then added a useless half an hour to. So, if you want a tighter and sweet Korean version of that story, Infernal Affairs.
I always want tighter, sweet, and Korean.
Hell yeah. Ooh, Bobby Vanilla.
And now we wonder if Gates really is not just listening at the door.
Kate, what was the methodology? And then we gotta wrap this shit up. Like, how did they determine this? Like, did they have a category for each swear? Like, what?
No, they just they basically shoved 15,000 scripts basically through an AI, and their idea of swearing is basically anything that would basically be offensive to the Motion Picture Association of America.
They're offended by everything. Come on.
Yeah.
I think between Superbad, Wolf of Wall Street, and
they'd be offended by Pizzly Bear.
Really, at that point, that's where we got the explicit. That's where we got the explicit. Apple's real particular.
They would be offended by Haley showing her neck right now on camera in this fucking video stream.
Crazy.
Again, it's an audio medium, so take our word for it.
I could show you my feet.
Also, completely unheard of. Post Hays code. Oh, that's an ankle. That's ruined.
Worst.
Foot and ankle.
Amazing.
Well, thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for joining us here at Madison Square Garden, where tonight, the night, the victory, and most important, the title of the winner of What No You Explain Tournament of Champions belongs to Nathan. We should absolutely now get out of here, as Billy Joel has just broken through the barricades and he hasn't put that fire axe down. I'm Braden Thorvaldson, and we'll see you next season.
But I didn't start the fire.